up, guys? Digger Jim here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about heroescon. Hopefully that will pop up there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're going to talk about a quick recap of this past weekend where Brother John and I went to heroescon, met up with all our friends from the YouTube community, and just had a blast spending time with each other, digging in the long boxes for stuff and submitting books and getting artwork done and so forth. So let's get started. First, we're going to go through some of the books that I picked up. Nothing crazy, but just ones that, are either on my list or ones that I like. First up is this Red Sonja, Negative Space, which somehow, I don't know, I missed it. So we had to pick that up. I was looking for the Virgin variant, but I didn't see it. But we'll get it eventually. In another place that I went to look at books, specifically books like this, I got Hanna-Barbera TV Superheroes issue 4 with my favorite team, the Herculoids. And then I got issue 5, and the guy gave me a really sweet deal on them because I don't think he wanted to take them home. I did not get the #1 first edition or first issue, which I think is the first appearance of the Herculoids, which is on my list of things to get. I found one, but like this whole corner right here was just ripped all up all the way into the book. And the man wanted like $120. I got him down to $60, but then I was like, nah, I don't even want it. Turns out I may have somebody that has it and may be willing to sell it. So we'll check that out. This next one I call the Butt Book. It is Thor 225, the first appearance of Firelord and his butt. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this cover. I mean, it is a first appearance, but I was like, come on, man. That's how you're going to show your dude from the backside? Get a grip, Marvel. I don't know what they were thinking. All right, this next book, it's one I've been looking at. It wasn't at the top of my list to get, actually, at heroescon. I figured I'd just get it somewhere else eventually. But what had happened is my friend Taylor Winder was looking for a Creatures of Id book, and the guy would not come down on it. So I went and was like, hey man, what if we bundled this book, The Living Mummy, with it? Would you come, would you be willing to hit Taylor's number? And eventually he did. So we kind of bundled, and that's a theme in this video. And it's not, in the best of shape, but I think I might send it to Rich to get it cleaned and pressed, because I love the cover. I'm not a huge monster guy, but I do love this cover. All right, the last of the books that I picked up, I didn't pick up a lot of comics, guys, is, we can blame Gary B for this. Starfire, that's right. It's the DC Starfire issue #1, which I already have, but I got the whole series. The guy wanted 30, I got him to 25. He wouldn't budge off of 25. So we'll go through the issues real quick, just so you can see what they look like. Issue #2. Issue #3. I can't wait to read it. I read the first issue and just blew me away. So I really was excited to find that the whole set was here. Issue #4. It's got some amazing art in it. Issue #5, and I'm curious to see how it finishes. Issue #6. Oh yeah, this is fire right here. Whew. Issue #7. Tell me that's not hot. And it's a Vosberg. These are Vosberg covers. Issue #8. Yeah. So those are the books that I picked up as far as the raw books go. Now let's get into some of the books. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I did pick this one up. This is on my list. $6 Million Man, issue 2. I found an issue 1, but it was not in the condition I wanted it. Then I found an issue 1 again, and they just wouldn't negotiate the price at all. And I thought, I can find it eventually cheaper somewhere else. So I did get that. I got this Call the Conqueror in a mystery bag pull that I did at Michael Golden's booth. So I thought that was cool. And then he signed it right there. So let's get on to the signature books. Here's a Stargirl, issue number 1 of 6, Todd Knock cover. So I had Todd Knock sign it. Super nice guy. Signed all the books for free, or at least all the 3 that I had. This Young Justice that I picked up at my LCS for $2. Thought that was beautiful. And this Strange Academy is a Todd Knott cover, which I thought was cool. Then I went over to Greg Land booth with my brother, and I got this Birds of Prey that I had. I think I got this in a mystery box. I thought that was pretty cool. And this is like one of my favorite. This is Spider-Woman number 1, Spider-Verse. And I think this is a beautiful Greg Land cover. I wish this would have come in some type of Virgin variant. And if it did, I'm going to find it. I also got, the final one I got a signature on is Dark Hawk number 1. Signed by the writer, Danny Fingerroth, or whatever his name is. But he was there, so I had to get it signed. Then, here's a couple of Raw books that I got from the community. This beautiful Supergirl, issue number 11. It's kind of negative spacing, and I think that's why she thought I'd like it. With the Banshee, with the Banshee on it. I got that from Lady Fantastic. I really appreciate it. Now, these next set of books is I got from DJ Links. And I was watching one of his videos, and he was showing different books that he had gotten in a pack. And the first one he showed, or one of the first he showed, was this beautiful negative space of Tyler Kirkham. And I was like, dang it, now I got to go find that. And he was like, you know what, don't worry about it. I got you, dog. That's why we love DJ Links. Because he got me. But he doesn't just give you the one book, because you know what? That's how he rolls. He gave me this awesome Ahsoka book. And then he said, no, wait, we're not done yet. The Virgin. Oh, wait, there's more. This incredible Optimus cover. Also a Virgin. Another Tyler Kirkham that's just phenomenal. And then check this out. This is a 115 of 500. It's amazing. Star Wars Ahsoka number 8. I just thought they were all great. And I really appreciate that, DJ. So then we went over to the Comics Curing Cancer booth. We're going to try to add that up there. And this was on Thursday. John and I weren't supposed to be at the con on Thursday. You know, you don't really get in till Friday. We had the 3-day pass. And I was just like, dude, let's just walk in and do a Chip Gettler like we know what we're doing. So I walked in, and the lady's like, are you supposed to be here? I just ignored her. John stopped and was like, oh, yeah, gave her this whole story. I don't have time for that. The lady didn't care. Not really. I mean, she was just standing there, you know, whatever. Anyway, we walked in, you know, act like we know what we was doing, and went over to the C3 booth. And I got this cover A of Comics Curing Cancer art book with this amazing Hulk cover. And all the art in here is top notch. And it all goes to Comics Curing Cancer when you buy this. So I want to encourage people to go to the C3 site on Instagram and then find a way, the link tree to donate, because it's for a great cause. While I was there, they had put out all of the books that they were going to be selling as part of the package of things you could buy if you wanted to buy. And there was an Austin LeMay Ghost Rider that was only 10. It was a metal cover, and only 10 were made. And I was just like, man, this thing took my breath away. My brother and I were both like, wow, This is crazy. And I said, I guess I got to wait till Friday to get that. And he's like, nah, dog, you can get it now. I was like, done. So there it is. The only thing I failed to do was get Austin to sign it, which I hope he would have done right there. But maybe I can get him to do it if we meet again in 7 of 10. And again, this is all for C3. And so you guys, man, definitely should be checking them out. Okay, now I submitted 3 books to be graded by CGC. I'm going to say the downside to this was I had to stand in line for 2 hours on Friday to just submit them. They were short-staffed. They had another con they had to send the other half of the staff to, just because of the way the dates worked out. I don't care. I still won't. I won't do it again. Not when they're short-staffed like that. Standing in line for 2 hours was ridiculous. I'm just going to submit them at home from here on out. I don't. I got these encapsulated just because I thought they were beautiful covers. That's a Nathan Zerdy. It's a 9.6. I'm okay with that. This is probably one of my favorite John Jang books. It's Transformers 84, issue number 1. This was from back in 2020. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I got to have it. This got a 9.8. And it's just beautiful. It's just like one of my favorite covers from East Coast Comics. Now, this is one of my favorite covers that just recently came out. And it's and it's got a bubble in it because, that's how they roll at CGC. This is Godzilla, the 70th anniversary in a 9.4. They said there's a bend in the corner. If you guys can find the bend in the corner, let me know, because I don't see a bend in any bloody corner. I don't know why this isn't a 9.8. I really don't. But I wasn't going to crack it and resubmit it or go to them because I didn't have the time. I didn't know how long we were going to be there on Sunday. So, speaking of time, because I wasn't sure how this was going to work out, I did want to get some art commissions. This is one of my big deals. There was a couple things that I was going all out for. One, I'd buy a few raws, submit some books, get some commissions, and buy at least one, what I consider a big key. At least a big key for me. Maybe it's not a key, I don't know, but I think it's a big deal. So let's look at the art. This was done by Scoot Art. I'll try to have his IG thing right there. I had him do a head sketch of Storm, which I thought just came out phenomenal. Then I had Keith Williams do a Spider-Man head sketch, which came out really good because the man is a pro. So then I went to another Marvel artist, he's a colorist or illustrator. I'm not sure what part he did in it. I think John said he was either a inker or colorist, but either which way, he knows how to draw. His name is Jason Keith. I gave him an X-Men book, and I said, hey, man, he goes, I want to get an X-Men put on. He's like, what do you want, Wolverine? And I was like, no, we're going off the beaten path. I want you to do Havoc, but I want 90s Havoc. He was like, yep, I can do that. I can try to do it. He said he'd never done it before, so he worked on it a lot. He said he worked on it some and then put it down, didn't like the way it looked, and put like more gray in here and stuff. And that's what I like to do, is challenge these artists to do stuff that they've never done before. I just think it's cool that way, and they like it because then they get to try something different. Now, this particular book, I paid the most for from the artist, and I was really hoping it'd turn out great, and he just crushed it. This guy's name is Gavin Smith. He did a Turtles book or a Turtle Batman crossover book, and he had done Godzilla in some capacity, and I saw a print of it last year that he was selling, and I said, man, this guy knows how to draw Godzilla. So I got him to do Godzilla coming at my original idea was for him to be in the city and have the bat signal like that in the air, just indicating like he was in Gotham. He did it a step further and put Batman in there just looking like, what? What are you doing in my city, Godzilla? I'm Batman, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, his name is Gavin Smith. He's pretty cool, and he crushed it. Now, I do have another blank that's being worked on, and like a 9x12 that are going to come in the mail. The artist was not able to get them done in time. He felt bad, so I'm sure he's going to put a little extra into that, like way more than I paid. So let's get to the other slabs that I bought. So on Sunday, John and I just rolled around just to see what we could find as far as like cheap slabs and whatnot. And this one is a Uncanny X-Men 538. I just thought it was a cool Terry Dodson cover. The guy had $20 on it, and he had already said half off of everything in this box. So I said, "This is $10." He's like, "Yep." So I got a $10 slab here, guys, and I think it's beautiful. All right, and this guy, this is a cover of Fantastic Four 244 with the custom label on it that I love this cover, and I've always wanted to have it slabbed. And I don't care that it's an 8.0. Got that for a song. All right, this one we saw at another booth. It was a really small booth, and I did manage to get $25 off of what he wanted for it. So I was super happy about that. I just couldn't go away from it. It reminded me of Bruce Timm art, and it's done by Shane Glines. And it turns out he was an animator on Batman, the Batman cartoon. I was just like, holy cow, I've never seen that. This is from like 2002. And I couldn't pass it up. I thought it was really, really cool. All right, last but not least, I went looking for what I considered my big boy book for this one. And just a quick breakdown of the story. I gave him a price, and he was like, "No, I can't do that." And I said, and he gave me a price, and I'm like, "Nope, can't do that. This is. I got cash," and I pulled out the cash to show him, because aside from what other people say, I had, this is how much I'm willing to pay you. I think cash makes a difference. Come on, man, we got to work out a deal. Well, he kept going, like, saying, "No, I think this is as low as I'm going to be able to go." So I couldn't get him to budge. So then I started thinking about, like, what is the picker guy does. So I look up on his wall, and I said, "How much do you care about this 8.0 Demon?" And he said, "I don't care about that book at all." And I said, "Well, if you put that in with the book that I wanted, I'll come up to your number." And we were only like $100 apart. And now I know the last sold on this Demon, because this was one I was looking for as well. The last sold on the eBay was somewhere around 225, and he had it on for like 150, which I was, never going to pay anyway. But the book I really wanted was Iron Man #1. And I got it right in the mid-grade, which is, I'm fine with that. We were able to come to an agreement, so I got 2 books. Basically, this one was practically, might as well have been free, because I don't think he understood what I was doing to him. Because basically, I came out ahead, in my opinion, by at least $100. So, yeah, that's my big boy book, Iron Man, issue #1. It's, not Tales to Astonish, but we'll get there one day maybe. Who knows? But yeah, that's my haul. I'm very excited to have gone to heroescon. I don't know if I'll be back next year, just because the wife is looking to do like a real vacation, and we haven't done this year. But man, it was a blast. I had so much fun with so many people. I was glad to be able to pick up some original art. I was glad to be able to pick up my big boy book, and just, sharing the joy of comics with my friends. Thank you for all the generosity from DJ Links, Lady Fantastic as well, and anybody that I saw there. I hope, if you saw me, you stop and say hi. I did give out wheat pennies to everybody I saw just because, that's what I do. But I appreciate you watching. I hope you'll hit the thumbs up. Come back and check out more. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm always looking at comments. Thanks for watching, and keep digging.